Ladies and gentlemen, the news is in, the numbers are in. I believe this is the fourth weekend, fifth weekend, whatever. The Super Mario Brothers movie is doing things that, well, let's take a little snippet and see what good old Grace Randolph has to say.
I don't think this is going to make $1 billion.
So, how much money did this movie make? Oh, let's see. Super Mario Brothers box office gods with $1 billion worldwide, overpowering Margaret George. None of these movies had a chance. It's one thing to be just in movie intended strictly 100% for kids. This is not a movie that's just for kids. Doesn't matter what any of these so-called reviewers and websites and IGN and all this other stuff. This movie is for families and fans across the board. Everyone can get some enjoyment out of this movie, and that is why this movie has been going strong, trucking along weekend after weekend. And with Japan's opening weekend, it was easy enough to see this would break $1 billion. I don't know. This is a very, very positive thing. So, just shows how lucky we are. In this article from Screen Rant, Super Mario's mixed reviews boosted its success. I don't know about that, but Shigeru Miyamoto had this to say. I did have a level of expectations that this movie would also do well. Of course it was. Like the Super Nintendo World theme park. Yes, it's going to do well. It's going to do fantastic, and it did fantastic. But I was very surprised that it went beyond what I could have imagined when it finally came out. Miyamoto, you are not the only one that thought that. Yeah, believe me. A lot of people were claiming, oh, this is going to make $1 billion. Mario franchise this, Mario franchise that. It wasn't. If the movie had come out with a different storyline, or I guess the rumored original script of nothing but strong girl boss Peach, there's no possible way this movie would have made $1 billion. Its success came from word of mouth, pushing it strong week after week after week. Had it not been for the word of mouth, I don't think this movie would have made $1 billion, even with Japan. You need some luck, yes, to achieve this level of success for a film. While many foreign critics, he's speaking of the Western idiots, have given the movie relatively low ratings because they're idiots. They have their heads so far up their ass they don't know, they can't read the room. Absolutely cannot read the room, as we saw with Grace Randolph in her wonderful out-of-touch review. I think that also contributed to the movie's notoriety and buzz. The only thing that contributed to the notoriety and buzz of this movie were channels like mine and other reviewers who were fans of the franchise and parents and brought their kids to it, watched it over and over. I've watched it 4 times. I look forward to watching it again, and I will definitely be buying this when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever the hell it is. It might be my first steel book, whatever the hell that is. Yes, I'm not that much of a nerd. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I don't know. I'd be happy if viewers could say that the definition of what a movie is has changed because of this film. That just shows how lucky we are. Change the idea of the definition of what a movie is. A movie is where you go sit down and you're entertained for an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe even 3 if the director and producer, whatever, if they're pretty good at it. But to change, no, the definition of a movie hasn't changed, no matter how hard Hollywood wants to, no matter how hard these studios want to call it a platform. It's not a platform. The only thing it's a platform for is for entertainment. I know I run my mouth over and over and over again, and I will until I'm dead and gone. People just want to be entertained. They do not want to be preached to. They do not want any politics, at least any politics where it doesn't belong. You can have a movie that is based in a political, I guess, story, a political environment, and that's not a problem. There have been numerous movies throughout the years, throughout the decades, that have a political message. They have an ideological message. But the story is organic. It's not forced. The characters are interesting and well written, well defined. That is ultimately what people want. Stop forsaking the story for your message. Will Nintendo capitalize on Super Mario's success? You're goddamn right they do. Nintendo has this habit of being able to print money. So, Majority of Super Mario Brothers movies mixed critical reception. It's only mixed by the idiot so-called journalists, the professional critics. There's nothing professional about me, or most of the channels I watch. We're a bunch of immature idiots. I wouldn't say idiots. Immature, definitely. Has stemmed from its decision to play it safe in its storytelling. I will agree with there, and for them to go forward, they're going to have to stop playing it safe. Perhaps, maybe not with the Super Mario movie, but I do believe with the... I'm getting ahead of myself in this video. So, Mario creator Shigeru, sorry, I've never cared who creates my entertainment, just make it good, teases more Nintendo movies. Quote, there are many possible ways we could go. So, Super Mario, according to this article, let's get it up there, Nintendo Life, go check them out. Super Mario Brothers movie has already been a huge success for Nintendo and Illumination. That is an understatement. $100 million production budget, so general rule 2.5, so $250 million. It made over $1 billion, and it's not gonna stop. Where's it gonna stop? Let's see. The 1.5 billion. Do you think it could hit 2? Is it possible with it opening up in Japan and Korea now? So now it's worldwide. Screw China. How close to 2 billion is it going to get? Closer to 1.5 than to 2? Is it going to break 1.5? That remains to be seen. I don't know enough about movies or any of that stuff to make those kind of projections yet. But hey, that's never stopped me before. It's not going to stop me now. I'm going to have something else talking about that. In a piece shared by Japanese outlet Nikki, whatever. This week, Mario creator Miyamoto spoke about the possibility of more Nintendo franchises being adapted into movies and animations, comparing the long-running video game company to a, quote, talent agency and its characters to entertainers. I think he gets it. Here's exactly what he said via translation. So, this is a translation. Nintendo is like a talent agency. We have plenty of other entertainers. There are many possible ways we could go, such as using characters that would be fit for movies or very well-known characters. Okay. He didn't. Unfortunately, Miyamoto didn't elaborate on what Nintendo series could be adapted next. So let's get into some speculations and where I think things should go and shouldn't go. Zelda and Link, that's a no-brainer. Metroid, I would love to see Samus on the screen, on the big screen in a movie, just being that intergalactic bounty hunter looking for Mother Brain. But I don't think that's going to come out anytime soon. A Donkey Kong movie, absolutely. Luigi's Mansion, some sort of spooky thing where he has to go find Mario, that is easily in the works. And we're definitely going to get some sort of direct sequel to the Super Mario Brothers movies. I've seen a lot of people, I've seen one person after another talking about some sort of MCU style shared universe culmination Super Smash Brothers finale, and I think that is such a bad idea, because these universes itself, just because the characters interact in a fighting game doesn't make it good in a story. These universes do not intermingle. They don't mix. They do not go well together. Zelda, Mario, and Samus. All these things. At best, you could get Samus and... oh, what the hell is the name of the game? Star Fox. That would be the closest thing to intermingling. The reason why Mario and Donkey Kong can intermingle so well is because they're essentially a shared universe. They've always been together from the inception of the Mario character. Those, obviously, because they intermingled in the original movie, so yeah, it's a no-brainer. I think Zelda and Link movie will definitely have to be more mature, because it's a more complicated story, more intricate, more mature storytelling than the Mario Brothers movie can get away with. Same thing with Samus. These universes involve you killing like creatures and other people and fighting with swords and all this other stuff. Mario, they were easily able to play it safe with what they had in front of them. I think if they do happen, you know, please Nintendo, please give me Metroid, please give me Samus. For Zelda and Link, this is a beloved franchise. You have fans chomping at the bit for the next video game to be released. It is a popular franchise. It is easily a no-brainer for a movie if done well. PG-13, or no, not PG-13, just normal PG storyline with illumination. Not necessarily catered to kids, but the next generation up, the next, I guess, preteens and up. And you would easily probably get close to $1 billion as well with the same thing. So, where do you think Nintendo's going to go with all their movies? Is it going to be a shared universe? Are they going to try to culminate with some sort of endgame Super Smash Brothers franchise movie? Is that a good idea? Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike. I appreciate it. You making this far. I don't know how to talk. Good night.